I've been saying it all year. Devin Booker is the MVP for the Phoenix Suns. I've been saying it all year. All right? No matter what ESPN tells you or some of the people on Fox Sports or whatever, Devin Booker is the MVP of the Phoenix Suns, not Chris Paul. And see, for a lot of people, when they hear someone say that, they think, oh, why you hating on Chris Paul? Why you hating on Chris Paul? How am I hating on Chris Paul if I'm obviously stating a fact that Devin Booker is the MVP of the Suns? Come on, people. Now, has Chris Paul contribute majorly to the Suns? Hell yes. Yes, he has. He has. But he's not the MVP of the team. Okay? Let's get that straight. People think Devin Booker all of a sudden just started playing like this because of Chris Paul. No. See, let me give you a little history lesson about Devin Booker. Do you know who Devin Booker's father is? Melvin Booker. All right? Melvin Booker, he played in the league for about 5 or 6 seasons, I think. No, I'll take that. I followed his career for probably about 4 or 5 seasons, all right? But he did play for the Rockets for 1 season in 1996. Dude can play. Dude can really ball. He can ball, all right? Oh, so why I haven't heard about him and all that stuff in the NBA? Well, the thing about it is, do you realize how talented guys are in the NBA? But Melvin Booker can ball, okay? Go back and, you don't believe me? Google it, all right? This man here, hey, he coached his son up, all right? He helped develop his son into the player that he is. Also, hey, he went to the University of Kentucky. Now I'm talking about Devin Booker. Also, hey, man, this dude has been, like, scoring 24 points, 6 assists, 6 boards a game for the past 3 seasons at least. All right? Something about when that Phoenix Suns team entered the bubble last year, like, it's like a switch finally went off. You got a healthy DeAndre Ayton consistently, okay? This team here was balling, all right? Yes, they did get Chris Paul in the offseason. And before they got Chris Paul, I had this Phoenix Suns team being a top 5 team. Now, once my Rockets disintegrated, I'm like, okay, well, maybe Phoenix can be a number 4 seed. And I think even with Chris Paul, I think they would have been a number 4 seed had LeBron not gotten hurt. Because remember, the Lakers were number 1. All right? Now, they moved up to the number 2 seed. That's cool. But listen, Chris Paul is awesome. Chris Paul is dope. He is having one of the most brilliant seasons of a 36-year-old could ever ask for. All right? You couldn't even write a better script in Hollywood where, a 36-year-old basketball player balling like this. All right? But Devin Booker is that dude. He is the team's MVP. All right? You know, that Devin Booker is the leader of this team. All right? Chris Paul, he brings his veteran mentorship and leadership to the team. And see, that's the thing. People think that it can only be one leader. No, that's not fact. That's not the truth. Okay? But Devin Booker, man, 40 points. Let me see. 40 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists. That's a triple-double. And guess what? I'm going to tell you something. His impact on this game here goes beyond his 40 points, 13 rebounds, and 11 assists. All right? Dude can shoot anywhere. Mid-range game on point. 3-point game is on point. I mean, he looked like he could be a third Splash Brother. You know what? I see why Draymond Green was trying to recruit him. And guess what? If I'm Draymond Green, guess what? I don't care if I get hit with a tampering fine. If the Golden State Warriors is able to acquire Devin Booker. Now that's one thing I would say, okay, well, I mean, that right there, it was well worth that if you're Draymond Green. All right. You know, I like CP3, but CP3 is getting too much credit, people. Like, okay, like somebody one of the announcements said, I think it was Mark Jackson, he said, Chris Paul is the lead assistant coach. No disrespect to Monty Williams. That is disrespect. You know, like, check this out. If the Phoenix Suns did not make the playoffs, you know who's going to get blamed? Monty Williams, and the general manager, James Jones, who won Executive of the Year. Shout out to James Jones. All right. This team has the Executive of the Year, and they have the Coach of the Year. But why are we giving all the credit to, why is all the credit going to Chris Paul? Why is majority of the credit going to Chris Paul? I mean, this team here has been on a roll ever since whatever happened in that bubble. All right. And then you got people, see, that's why, you know what, man, you can't get caught up. Like, I listen to ESPN, I listen to TNT, and I listen to Fox Sports. And I listen to all of them because here's the thing. Now, ESPN, they're pretty much, for the most part, 98%. Oh, it's because of Chris Paul. Fox Sports is kind of 50-50. All right. TNT with Ernie, Kenny, Chuck, and Shaq. It's kind of like, it's mostly Shaq that's saying that. I mean, I'm sorry, it's mostly Barkley that's saying that Chris Paul is the MVP of that team. But see, if you remember, if you go back and listen to a couple weeks ago, he changed his tune. He said Devin Booker has been the best player on this team, their number one best player the whole year. And then Kenny Smith said, hold up. You've been saying all year that Chris Paul is the MVP and stuff. And he was like, well, yeah, well, clearly he's not the MVP. He's not the best player every game, Kenny. And that's why when you found out, okay, well, I guess Barkley was just trying to get Chris Paul an MVP, I guess. I don't know. But it's Devin Booker, people. And see, when you listen to a lot of stations and stuff, you know, I compare and contrast, you know. And so that's why I'm like, okay, why is all the ESPN saying, you know, Chris Paul's the MVP? And you got to watch out with ESPN. Stephen A. really goes in on saying that it's all Chris Paul. But dang, man, you discrediting Monty Williams. As a Houston Rockets fan, when D'Antoni was the coach, when the Rockets were successful, and let me tell you something about Daryl Morey. When he won Executive of the Year, all right, and D'Antoni, I think D'Antoni got a Coach of the Year. They didn't say, oh, that's because of James Harden. That's James Harden. James Harden, you know, is the lead assistant or whatever. No. They gave Daryl Morey and Mike D'Antoni their props, respectfully so. All right? But Monty Williams, they want to discredit Monty Williams. Monty Williams can coach, people. The man always could coach. All right? They discredit Monty Williams, but Tom Thibodeau gets all this credit. You know, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Apparently it's obvious there's a lot of politics that goes onto this stuff, and I understand the rules and that politicking is necessary, I guess, sometimes in certain situations, but it's obvious that Devin Booker is the man. He's that dude for Phoenix. He's the dude he's the driving force for Phoenix. Today's game, they're showing Chris Paul stats in the previous playoff series against the Denver Nuggets. 25 points per game. Only had 5 turnovers throughout the whole 4-game series that they swept, and had averaged 10 assists. Who was he going up against? Jamal Murray wasn't out there. Will Barton came on game 3, and he's still not all the way healthy. You had Austin Rivers out there. You had Morris out there. But guess what? They act like Chris Paul was going up against another All-Star. So that's what I'm like, all right, man. Okay, that's cute and all, but come on, really? No. I mean, Devin Booker, if you saw the way this man played like this, I'm not going to lie. The way he balled today, it reminded me of, it was Kobe Bryant, like, for real. How he was just like hitting 2-pointers all over on both elbows. And coming down hitting the 3-pointer. How he picking his spots. It reminded me of Kobe Bryant. You know, you could tell he studied the Mamba mentality. All right, but the MVP of this, but Devin Booker, it goes to show you he's a very humble, very good dude, brilliant teammate. You know, and I don't expect him to say I'm the team's MVP, because see, here's the thing: when you're the team MVP, when you're that dude, you don't have to say it yourself. You don't have to say it. And see, I see how this team, how they respond to him, man, because they know, hey, he been here from the jump. He was drafted here, okay? This is his squad. This is his squad, people. I'm telling you. All right. So let's give Chris Paul his props, but let's not minimize what Devin Booker is doing in order to prop up Chris Paul. All right. We don't need to do that. We all know Chris Paul is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, whether if he gets a ring or not. Okay. All right. If he didn't play another game in the league, if he didn't even play this season, he is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But right now, this is Devin Booker's time. This is Devin Booker's time. Once again, I don't know who's going to win this series, but like I said in one of my previous segments, I did say, hey, if DeAndre Ayton goes out there and ball, guess what? The Suns are going to win. Ayton had 20 points, 9 rebounds. I felt like he could have had more, but guess what? Booker was on fire. And when the man is on fire like that, guess what? He gets the ball. He gets the ball. All right. But, hey, share your thoughts. I mean, seriously, do you think that Chris Paul is the MVP of the Phoenix Suns? Or do you think it's Devin Booker? All right. And do you think that the media has overhyped Chris Paul's impact on the Phoenix Suns? All right. Not saying he did not have an impact, but it's like that's all we hear about. Like, seriously, I'm surprised they didn't say, yeah, despite Chris Paul not being in the building and not playing this game here, they won because of Chris Paul. His leadership is all. Matter of fact, they did say that. All right. Tell me what you think. Share your thoughts. Hit the like button and that subscribe button. Student of the Game Podcast. Peace.